Hi guys. Sorry to not be there today, but I have a sick kid, and so I'm at home, and you're seeing me in sick kid mode. I just wanted to post a quick video to show you what I expect you guys to be working on during English 9 today. As you can see, I'm here in Google Classroom, and that's where you're going to be doing most of your work today. So you should be able to continue on our normal course. It's just that I'm not going to be present in the classroom. I believe that Mr. Reeker is your sub, and Brian Giese is also the paraprofessional in your classroom, so you can ask them for help, but I will be available here in Google Classroom. You can also send me an email. I get notifications if you post a class comment, so you can just click underneath an assignment or underneath a topic, and I will get a notification of your question, and I can reply back. The whole class sees that comment, and the whole class will see my reply. So this week we've been working on plot, and we've taken some notes. You guys should each have completed a note form for plot, and that is posted here as a Google Doc. You might have to click on plot notes to be able to see your copy. Yesterday we went over kind of my key and my wording for this. Remember that it will be better for you to paraphrase that a little bit rather than to just take this word for word from my key. But either way, you do have access to very brief explanations and definitions for all of the terms for plot. If you go back further in Google Classroom, you also have notes for character. These character notes might also help you to complete today's task. Now, my side of Google Classroom is going to look a little different from your side of Google Classroom. Today, you're going to be applying what you know about plot to the 3 short stories that we've been reading as a class. So you'll see that I have a whole bunch of assignments here, and that's because these are individually assigned to randomly selected groups. I picked out these groups yesterday and assigned the files to each of you, so you can't change them. If you have a problem, if you can't share or something like that, let me know by making a class comment here, and I will make those changes from home. I can do that just as quickly here as I can in school. I want to show you what you need to do and how you'll figure this out. You'll only see one plot diagramming assignment, so if you click on your doc here, it's going to pull up a Google drawing. And you'll be able to see here which of the stories you've been assigned. And then as your classmates come into the file, you'll be able to see who's in it. Those are your group members. If you click on the share button, I think it will also, it might also show you who's in there and editing. Let me make sure that that happens for you. Yep, it'll show the members that are in that group. Now, in here, you're going to add information from the short story. So if you were assigned The Ransom of Red Chief, you can find that in your textbook or posted in Google Classroom. And you're going to go through and add as much information from that short story to this plot structure diagram as you can. So at the beginning of the story, we have the exposition. Your protagonist is going to be your main character. Since this one is for The Ransom of Red Chief, you're probably going to put Bill and Sam there, and Red Chief as your antagonist, although some people might see that differently and align themselves with Red Chief instead of with your narrator. If you put Bill and Sam here, the primary goal is to earn the ransom, and then you're going to list other key characters like Ebenezer Dorset later on. If you need to review what these terms mean, like protagonist and antagonist, look at your character notes. Now, this is going to lead us into a rising action. So these are going to be all the events that lead up to the turning point of the story. So the point at which we're most engaged with the story and when things kind of shift from their regular trajectory. The following action is going to be the character's actions leading to the very end. And the denouement is not listed in your plot notes, but that's basically just the final line of your short story. You should be able to also see that the information is accurate here under title and author. Here in theme, you're going to see if you can identify kind of the main idea that the author wishes to express through the story. So this could be the lesson that the characters learn, or a statement about life or the human condition that you can get out of the short story. So themes should really be pretty universal, and you think about what the story is meant to say in that section. In terms of conflict types and description, I'm not sure that these are an exact match for your notes, but they're pretty close. You're going to want to identify who's involved in that conflict in your short story. You can edit this as needed. If you need to make an extra box for rising action, just click on it and copy it, and then you can paste another box. You can shift these and move these in order to fit more if you need to. You would just go in and label so that I can see the proper order of events there. All right, you're working on this in groups. You don't actually have to sit next to each other, although it would probably be better if you talk about it as you're working through it. There are 2 groups for each of the short stories, and those 2 groups should remain separate during work time today. We will likely come back and talk about kind of the differences in how you saw these stages in class tomorrow. So you don't have to have the exact same thing that the other group puts into their form. All right, when you are done with that plot diagramming for your short story, we do have a vocab quiz coming up on Friday. So you can go down here and take a look at the Maisie May flashcards, the Ransom of Red Chief flashcards, or the Stop the Sun flashcards. Those are linked in Quizlet. And since you guys are working on Chromebooks, you should just use the Chromebooks to play the games that are in there. You can also check out the slide deck that we got started on last week. I think there's still some blanks in there, and there's some multiple meaning definitions, but that's a good resource for you as well. If you have more time yet, you can use those card decks that we played with on Friday, and you could, with Mr. Rieger's permission, play Pictionary with your vocab list. The memory cards are in there in envelopes, so if you wanted to do that, you could. You just have to be, of course, on your best behavior. So your goal here is to review plot structure with the 3 short stories and get ready for that big vocab test on Friday. Thank you.